segments of Between the Lines are available at SanduskyRegister.com/BTL. We had a couple yesterday. They're all very interesting. You should watch them and tell all your friends to watch them repeatedly. With that, I'll introduce Mary and Joey Supina. Thank you for being on the program.
Well, thank you for having us.
So this is the fourth time we've done this program, isn't it? Because you were on the program the first recovery walk.
Right.
And so it doesn't seem like 4 years, but welcome back. And you know you're always welcome on Between the Lines.
Thank you.
There's some things new this year. The recovery walk is September 16th from 3 to 6 p.m. That's a late start.
Right. We used to start at 9 in the morning, but because of the dance afterwards at the State Theater, we figured that we would start at 3, have the walk to the pavilion, and we're usually there 2 hours or something like that. So we figured it would give us time to walk to the pavilion, have our celebration there, and then walk on back to the State Theater and have our dance.
So it starts at 3 o'clock, meet at the Sandusky Artisans in the middle of
I would actually say you can start coming down maybe about 2:30.
2:30 to start to gather at the Sandusky Artisans at 138 East Market Street. And the walk is a short walk.
Right.
Down to Shoreline Park, the pavilion down there.
Right. We have free
shelter.
T-shirts too. Free T-shirts for the first 200 registrants.
And if you have been to previous recovery walks, you can wear your previous shirt as well.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
The recovery walk generally attracts 300-400. The weather hasn't always been kind.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But we're still there.
It always attracts a good support.
Mm-hmm.
And why the recovery walk? Why is it important?
Well, I think that because of the nature of addiction, a lot of people hear the sad story around it, and it truly is sad. But at the same time, there are, according to the movie Anonymous People, which we will be showing September 15th at our center, in that movie they estimate that there's 23 million Americans in recovery.
In recovery.
As a matter of fact, Mary has celebrated her anniversary date yesterday.
With an eclipse.
With an eclipse.
Congratulations, 29 years sober. And you went into a treatment center.
Yes.
And we'll get to that in just a moment. I'm sure Trey from the Erie County Health Department will want to talk about the treatment center. But again, the recovery walk is September 16th. The recovery dance is new this year.
Right. The recovery dance is starting at 7 p.m. Tickets are $5 in advance and $10 at the door.
And I have those, so anybody can call or stop by and get tickets.
Okay. Stop by the Artisan Center. $5 in advance, $10 at the door. The proceeds
goes back into the recovery.
Goes back into the recovery walk.
Goes back to the recovery walk. And why a dance? A celebration?
Absolutely.
A celebration of supporting each other, a celebration of sobriety, or all those things?
All those things. Recovery's not meant to mean it's the end of your life. It's the beginning of your life. You just don't know it. 29 years ago, I didn't realize the major change that was going to have in my life. It wasn't even a conscious decision. I was being guided by something much larger than myself. And my life has become what it is today. It's the journey. It's a celebration. It's a rebirthing.
And that's your work. You've been doing this for it's your life.
Right.
And you're always going to be doing this.
So,
if we're afforded the opportunity.
Right. And recovery is a celebration of living happy, joyous, and free.
It's a celebration of
living happy, joyous, and free.
Happy, joyous, and free. Free from addiction.
Right.
And what are you seeing out there? I mean, you are certainly on the ground floor of the opioid epidemic. Is it peaking? Is it going to get worse? What do you think is going to happen?
I would like to say that it's stalemated, but I'm not really sure that's the case. I know that the opiate conference that was held in Columbus was, I think they had 1,200 registrants. Different agencies were all there. It was a really great event, but there were 1,200 people at a recovery celebration, which kind of says there's a problem,
right.
But it also says there's an answer. But when you have 1,200 people coming together from the state, that has the implication that there's a problem out there. And I'm not sure it's crested yet. I know that there's all the different agencies in our town, all the health department, the hospital, Bay Shore, of course, Sandusky Artisans, all work together to try to combat as best as they can this plague.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a plague. I mean, people are dying, and the difference today, as versus, let's say, just a short while ago, is that the danger is in the drugs itself, like fentanyl and carfentanil, are so inherently dangerous and poisonous that you don't get
Deadly.
You don't get what?
You don't get the length of time of usage, where before you may be talking about years, now you're talking about
Months.
weeks, maybe the first time.
Because the dangerous substances are out there, and you will unknowingly, use them if you're an addict.
Right.
And if you're an addict, you're looking for those dangerous substances.
Well, you're looking
want
for
that.
the high.
You're looking for that high.
You're looking for the high, and these drugs are so potent that the high is so intense, but it's so dangerous, and people will risk their lives.
Well, I must say that you've certainly educated me over these last 4 years, because I understand better what we're talking about, and I guess that's just the process of what everybody's been through. The Detox Center is scheduled to open later this year, hopefully.
Right, I think in a couple of months.
In October.
I think Trey probably would know the exact.
Yes. It's under construction on the west end of Sandusky, near the health department. So what are your thoughts about that? Is that a victory?
I think anyone and everyone should all come together. Anything that will help the community at large, no matter how large or how small it is, their efforts should be applauded. Because it is, I speak of the 5 things that you need for recovery. Hope, health, home, purpose, and the 5th thing is community. So if the community doesn't come together, it's going to be much more difficult for the average addict to seek recovery and get into recovery. But if we all pull on the rope together, that person's chances grow exponentially, because it's a community effort.
And that's what you've seen in the last 5 years with the establishment of the Genesis. Genesis on the
lake.
On the lake.
By the lake.
Which is a
ladies
sober living community.
For children too.
Families, effectively.
Mothers and children.
Which it was a huge step. Now that's been open for more than a year now.
Right, it's got to be close
to 2 years.
Yeah.
And what that is, that's the final step is living in recovery.
Right.
But this is designed for people who want to live in a sober community.
Right.
And maintain their sobriety.
Right.
Which they must do if they're going to live there.
Right.
And the great benefit of Genesis is that these are families that are brought back together.
Right.
And women with their children.
Right.
And once a child is separated from its parents, nothing is ever the same again. And if you can see through recovery and live a recovered life, and that's what Genesis is designed to do.
Right.
But the missing piece, with the Detox Center opening, which is the first medically supervised detox center in the county. The jail has served as the detox center, and certainly there is medical observation, but it's not designed as a medical clinic.
Right.
And the detox center on the west end will be designed as exactly that.
Right.
Exactly.
To help people through the detoxification stage.
Right.
The other part of that puzzle certainly is the in-treatment facility.
Right.
What have you heard about the in-treatment facility?
The actual detoxification phase is the shortest of the phases that you would be going through for your recovery
process.
The immediate when you leave the detox center, if you don't have some plan in place, a place to go, your chances of recovery really diminish quite markedly. You need to have a place where the brain can restore itself. If you're asking somebody who's had a habit of or a behavior for the last 5 to 10 years to change that behavior within 14 days, you're asking an awful lot.
Oh, awful lot.
It's kind of like the New Year's resolution that all of us probably make on January 1st, and very few of us make it past January 30th.
Right.
And some of us don't make it 2 weeks out. So the fact of the matter is this is a brain disorder. It affects the higher cognitive parts of the brain. So we need to give that part of the brain some time to rejuvenate itself.
Heal. And there's just no two ways about it. That's the way it is. So you recover, or you're detoxified, but you're not recovered.
No.
You're just beginning the journey.
You're physically detoxed.
And you're just beginning the journey.
Right.
Just beginning.
And the life of an addict, by nature, is that you're a liar, because you're lying to your family, you're lying to your employer, you're lying to everybody to
Even
get your
yourself.
drug. It becomes second nature, and that's part of the healing process. I don't have to be a liar. I don't have to be a drug addict.
Right.
I don't have to be a loser. I don't have to look death in the eye every day.
Right.
I don't need that high. I don't need that pill. I don't need that drug.
Right.
And you take on a whole new life in recovery. And that's what you've been doing. You've been sober.
It's a long time, 43
It's
years.
so long, 43 years, and
40.
29 for you.
Yeah.
And you've lived you're not anonymous, though.
No.
You're out there.
Right. There's a difference between anonymity and secrecy.
Right.
Secrecy says I don't tell anybody anything.
Right.
Anonymous means if I know that you're a person in recovery, I don't go around telling everybody, oh, Matt's a person in recovery.
Right.
I leave that up to Matt to disclose.
Right. And that's, in the past, that Alcoholics Anonymous put a strong emphasis on anonymity, and that remains.
Sure. And
that you don't reveal someone's struggle.
Right.
But I don't think it's as people are declaring their recovery now.
Right.
I think it's important that there's those of us that are advocates for recovery, because if you don't know that people recover and they can have productive lives, why would you want to take the first step? Why would you want to even take the first step towards getting help?
So it's been a long journey. This is the 4th annual recovery walk, and that's September 16th from the Sandusky Artisans Recovery Community Center at 138 East Market Street, 2 blocks up from the Register.
Right.
In the middle of the block, you'll see everybody gathering. You can show up around 2:30. The walk begins at 3 p.m.
Right.
And it's a short walk down. People are celebrating.
We'll have a celebration, recovery countdown.
Right.
We'll have a
balloon release.
We'll have people speaking about their recovery. I think I know a couple of the politicians will be there. The agencies will all be there. We have some faith-based communities that will be there, and we'll have people in recovery there.
Very good. And that's September 16th. Beginning at 3 o'clock, the walk begins, so you can start gathering anytime after 2 o'clock or anytime. Certainly, Sandusky Artisan Center is a place where everybody's welcome when the doors are open.
Right. We're open 7 days a week.
7 days a week. So if you need information, you can get it from Sandusky Artisans. The recovery dance takes place from 7 to 10 p.m. at the State Theater the same day. $5 tickets in advance, and you can get them from Mary or Joey at Sandusky Artisans. Where else can you go? What's the phone number?
Phone number is 419-621-9377. You can register for the walk on our website, which is artisansrecoveryctr.com.
And you get a free T-shirt.
Right. First 200
The
people.
first 200. If you have an old T-shirt from the recovery walks of the past, you can also wear that or share that.
Absolutely.
I know this because I was going through my I did my laundry and I found the recovery shirt deep in a basket, so it's clean now, and I'll wear it.
Yeah, we're more than welcome to. I know that you've always had someone down there, and yourself too.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, and also I think Andy may accompany us.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about Columbus.
Right.
Friday, September 29th. Join the Sandusky Artisans on their bus as they go to the state capitol for Rally for Recovery. Now, this is a statewide event.
Yes.
Right.
And it's on September 29th
It'll be at the state capitol.
at the state capitol in Columbus. You can board the bus at 7:30 a.m. right from Sandusky Artisans. And it returns to Sandusky Artisans that afternoon at 4 p.m. All participants wear their 4th annual Recovery Walk t-shirts. And the same thing, for more information about that, 419-621-9377. What else is happening in Columbus?
Well, we will be it's a luxury bus like we took to Washington.
So it's like
DC.
you'd be
56
like
people, I think.
You'd be like a rock,
Yeah, it'll be a
band on
rock
tour.
star. And we're going to go down there, and we're going to be on the state capitol. I think this is our 14th or 16th year we've been doing that down there. And at that point, we're going to take some of the folks from our bus ride, if they so choose, they can go visit their state senator or their state representative.
Very good.
And talk about recovery, what recovery means for them.
And September 29th is a
Friday.
Friday. Very good. Very good. And so that is September 29th. We went to Washington. Was that last year?
It was 2015.
It was 2 years ago? We should do
October
that
4th.
again. That was fun.
That was good. They had one this year, but it was on the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're going to be doing one, they're anticipating doing a follow-up one 5 years from the date that they had the last one.
Okay.
So I'm anticipating it'll probably be 2020.
Steven Tyler was there.
Yeah.
We enjoyed that. And
Cheryl Crow, Stephen
Crow.
Tyler.
Joe Walsh.
Joe
Joe
Walsh.
Walsh was there. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Good crowd.
Yeah.
That was a national recovery rally.
Yes. And that was the very first time the Surgeon General did a white paper on addiction and recovery,
Okay.
which he then produced the following
past
year, I
February.
believe, and it was quite an event. Sort of tantamount to the cigarette pack having the label
Warning.
on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there is a movement in the right direction.
Very good. And certainly you've been part of it.
Certainly
all
you
these
have.
years.
And we appreciate what you've done.
And you're always welcome back, and we'll have a story in tomorrow's Sandusky Register, and we'll do updates as the walk comes nearer. We urge you to go to the recovery walk on September 16th, beginning from the Sandusky Artisans at 3 p.m. If you're in recovery, you know someone in recovery, you want to support people who are seeking recovery, join the recovery walk at Sandusky Artisans at 3 p.m. September 16th. The recovery dance is later that day at the Sandusky State Theater in the state room.
In the state room.
At 7 p.m. Tickets are $5 in advance or $10 day of the show, and you can reserve tickets at Artisans Recovery Center, CTR.com, or call 419-621-9377. Joey, Mary, thank you so much for being on
Thank
Between
you.
the Lines. Thank you for doing what you do. It's very important what you do, and you are the perfect ambassadors for your work, and we so appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And that's it for this segment of Between the Lines live at SanduskyRegister.com.